We need a red one, brother.
Oi!
Banger. You see, I told you I'm good at this.
Guys, we got a red one. I am here in Malaysia, Genting Highlands. It's north of Kuala Lumpur. It's my first time here. I'm here to play the Poker Dream Festival. Kind of explored the resort. For a start, I'm just going to show you. It's nighttime now on day one. Just look. This is this is what I can see. It's just we're inside a cloud. We're literally in the mountains, in the clouds. You can barely see. So I'll just go through my first day. I've never played this tour before. I didn't know anything about it. My God, man. This is going to be the softest high roller I've ever played. I did not realize that there could be so many recreational players. So I got there level 2. Starts pretty deep, but it's a one-day high roller, so it's obviously got to finish in so long and get rid of all these players. So the structure's pretty fast. A guy V-pipping, I want to say like 95% of hands over a few hours. He's playing every single hand, 7 deuce, 9-6, everything. He called my all in with 8-5 suited for like 17 bigs at one point. Good luck.
Oh shit. Okay, you go.
Ah, that's fair. Fair fight.
Still fair.
Good. After late reg closed, I called an all in with ace-10 suited, they had ace-king off, and I lost. I jammed 7 bigs with jack-10 offsuit, the small blind, calls. It's this really fun player.
Oh! Please win,
Oh, flash draw, flash draw.
Please win.
Oh shit, flash.
Oh,
yes.
You save me.
So that's how I busted, jack-10 off with 7 deuce suited. But you know, this guy was actually great fun. I was happy for him. After this, I went to go play the like $300 side event, and this is a really cool thing that they do here, which I actually like a lot. You can enter day 1 for a different amount of money. You'll get to the same day 2, and you just play down to less players if it's a lower buy-in. So for example, if it's like $240 entry, you might play down to 10%, but if you buy in for $360, then you play down to 15%. On a different day. And obviously people that have more or less bankroll can then choose their level, and obviously it's harder to make day 2, but it's almost, I think it kind of works better than satellites in some ways. It's like a kind of middle ground, which I really liked a lot. There's a turbo flight or there's a flip out flight, and I found out, which is pretty cool, I could say to them, can you just play the flip out for me? So it's 1 in 10 people will make it into day 2 in the money, because it's the smaller threshold buying, like $240 or something. So I said, yeah, just fire maximum. I know it's 1 in 10, and just let me know that either like I ran out of opportunities, or like I played 10 bullets and I made it, which would be average, or I played 5 bullets and I made it, or I played 20 bullets and I made it. And basically I'll just find out, like I don't need to be there for the flip, so then I can make my way home, chill out, have an early night, whatever. And this is sick. So I'm like, I've had a kind of rough day. I busted the high roller, and I busted like that event, and I was like, okay, I might even be in for like 15 bullets in this flip now on day 1. It feels so good though. I was like, I really hope I just get a guaranteed day 2. And then as I get in the taxi, I get a message saying, hello, like you won't believe it, you won the first flip. So in a 1 in 10 chance, 1 flip and go, I managed to bag day 2 somehow, which is just absolutely absurd. So I went from running bad to just running super good, and I'd say that's why I have good energy right now. Running good at poker gives me good energy. Running bad at poker definitely like brings it down a little bit, although I've learned to tolerate it more and more over the years. I'm now in the clouds, gonna have an early night before day 2 of, it's 1.5 million guarantee in Malaysian ringgit, which it's really hard to get a good conversion in my head, but I'm gonna say the price pool's probably gonna be in the end maybe $500,000. It's so soft, man. I can't believe how soft this is, given I've played with a lot of people in the high roller and people in the smaller buy-in. But I don't know, I've got a really good chance of doing well this week, and obviously variance is going to determine it ultimately, but I think the ROIs here are really high despite the really fast structures. So I'm team Poker Dream so far. This is a great tour, mainly because of how soft it is. Hopefully it's a trophy week. The trophies are really cool. I want to win one, even though one of them weighs 25 kilograms, and it means I will have to literally get a new suitcase allowance. That is my suitcase allowance, 25 kilograms, and it's literally the way I want trophy. So hopefully I'll be bringing home an extra suitcase. 2 suitcases for 2 trophies, why not? Not greedy, just two. This is my journey from the hotel to the casino, and as you can see, it is literally like Silent Hill. You can't see anything past the road. This is the view from one of my taxi journeys back when the weather was at its worst. I'm actually more worried about seeing a Dementor here than crashing into another car. It was terrifying. I just finished day 2 playing the Poker Dream Festival, and man, I am losing my mind already.
What are you, insane? Yes.
I've never seen poker played like this before, so consistently by so many different people. I started day 2 in the money, but the average stack was like 16 bigs. Small blind eventually put me in for like 13 bigs. I called a king 7 suited. Good luck. I actually hesitated, even though I know it makes a lot to call a King 7 suited there, and it's a really fast structure and the average is really low, but the field is just so good. It makes me think about making these obscene fold. I didn't fold. I don't think I can. I just don't want to risk my tournament life making a big blind or something. I feel like someone's just going to gift me 5 big blinds or something ridiculous, even though I've only got 13 bigs. Somehow they're going to just give me more. But I took that. I went to go play the mystery bounty and man.
Oh, God help me.
You know, it's got to a point, there's so many ridiculous hands all the time that now when they happen, it seems normal. The way I busted one bullet was, it goes raise call, I jam, ace king off, first guy re-jams, he has a similar stack, I can't even remember how many bigs it was, 25 or 30, maybe it was 35. And then the guy that called the open tanks and goes, okay, gamble, calls the jack 10 suited.
Yes!
Oh no. How is this so live? Queen Jack 10?
他的胜率还略高一点。
Oh god. You have spades and you have an open end. I'm like just dead. I'm literally dead.
是这样。
It would be miraculous.
Jack Queen! Let's go!
Flush.
Flush!
Let's go.
Last. That was one of my big parts I lost today. I was just mostly super card dead, and it's just more frustrating than usual when every single hand is someone dusting off loads of chips. So when you sit there folding and folding, I want to get involved. I really do. Like, I'm looking at King 9 off under the gun like, can I make this profitable here? I'm not gonna try it, but it feels like it might be profitable to play this hand with the stuff I'm seeing. You just flop top pair and if someone free bets, they seem to have a cap that the free bet, the most they're allowed to free bet is 2.5x what you've made it, even if it's a squeeze, even if it's out of position. You just always realize all your equity, and man, losing my mind. I'm just gonna go on losing mini rant every time I think about this.
It's the punt of the day.
Another hand I played today, it went I open, guy calls, button free bets, I jam 35 bigs with ace king off. The guy that called my open then rejams 75 bigs. The button tank folds.
Ready?
Yep, 7 deuce. Come on.
Better.
Better than 7 deuce. 6. That's not better than. Oh yeah. Okay. It's a little bit better.
Get there. Come on, get there, bro. Looking good.
Give him a 4.
Queen.
Oh no.
Smell him out.
Give him another 4. Just back jam 75 bigs, man. Honestly, just so many people playing nearly all the deck, sometimes in almost like they're trying to lose the maximum. There's like some good aggressive lines I'm seeing too, and some stuff is kind of surprising me. I'm like, oh, they've like found a bluff, and like it's hard to find bluffs, but it's because they just get there with bloody fireworks. Well, I guess that's the universe telling me, stop going on rants, enjoy the moment, look at these random explosions. Long story short, I did 4 bullets in the mystery bounty. Then I just told them again, sign me up for unlimited flip and goes. The trophies are so cool. I want one of these dragons, and I've decided that I'm just gonna stay present, stay focused, keep at it. Doesn't matter how frustrating it is. I'm in a really good tournament space, a really good festival. Yeah, that was day 2. Tomorrow there's a lot of options. I can max late register high roller. Maybe I'll make day 2 of the mystery bounty. I've got my flip out. Maybe I'll be in for 10 bullets and not make it. I don't know yet. They're doing a main event flight. But because of this tiered buy-in system, it's like the lowest buy-in where you'd have to play down to the last 7.5%, which is quite hard to make. And then there's just tons of side events. There's like PLO and a 1K dollar turbo and all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna keep turning up. I'm gonna win one of these tournaments. I've decided. I'm not leaving this festival without a trophy, because that's what I'm here for. I can give you all this logic of like, I don't deserve it. I'm not entitled to it. It might not happen. There's loads of variances, just fucking absurd, man. But I'm pointing out, I'm gonna win.
What's it look like we're doing? It's manifest destiny.
I'm going to win one of these tournaments. This is day 2. I've busted everything so far except for the flip out, which was 0 skill. But I am going to win one of these tournaments. I'm saying it. I'm putting it out there into the universe. I'm manifesting it. I have decided. You hear that, Cloud City? It's more cloudy now because there's firework dust. I'm going to win a tournament. I'm going to win at least one tournament.
I will say that despite the lack of views on the way to the casino, the views inside the casinos were actually really nice.
Yesterday was pretty sick. I told them to do the flips for me again, so 1 in 10 chance. I didn't know how many more were going to run. I woke up with no message from the guy that did the flips for me, so I thought I didn't make it, but I don't know how many more bullets I did. And then I checked the day 2 list, and I'm on there with an average stack 200k. I still don't know how many bullets I did. I messaged him. And basically he'd like gave someone else my card to do it for me, so he didn't even know the answer either. So I turned up to day 2, mystery bounty, and that running pretty hot. This one hand, the guy opens the button after 11 bigs. I called him small blind with aces. 1 free bounties.
You want, alright, blue is no good. Sorry to burst your
still
bubble.
got 9. Oh yeah, it's still good.
That's second minimum.
It's
Not the worst.
As in grade.
Can be 9k. Come on, 9k.
9K.
It's like,
one more.
It looks cool already.
Hiya! 9k.
9,000 probably.
You suck. You really, really suck. I'll bring to the table for you, bro.
Okay.
Then I went from chip leader to kind of dwindling away, ended up with 7 bigs when we started the final table. First hand, I ace-8 off in the small blind, folds to me, I go all in.
Ace in the window. Hey, ace on the turn. Hey,
But I like saving 1 bounty because then when you bust the tournament, you have that little extra consolation prize almost.
Consider it a consolation prize.
It's not quite over yet, I might get a decent bounty. So this time, because I'm so bad at picking bounties, I said to my friend Grant, you pick the bounty, I'll open it, but you just tell me which envelope, because I feel like whichever one I pick is just going to be a minimum. I got him to pick a random envelope.
Come on, the boys.
ready?
I'm ready.
So,
We need a red one, brother. If it's red, minimum 20k.
okay. Some redemption. Because Graham picked it.
One time. Oi! Banger! You see, I told you I'm good at this. It's good. Hold on, stop right there. Stop right there. Let's make this official.
Alrighty, Mr. Brandon Shields at 9th place finisher. Congratulations and GG. But he has pulled himself a red ticket. Is this the 40,000?
Ready?
3 zeros. He's ready to whip it out. Oh! 40,000! Congratulations, Boy Wonder.
That was obviously pretty sick. That's like the 3rd biggest bounty I've ever pulled. I went to go play the next mystery bounty, which was a slightly bigger buy-in, closer to like $700 I think, and just ran super, super hot. I called someone blind v blind when we were the 2 deepest stacks on the table, so I got to 4 times average. I just held it and I bagged what is over 100 bigs, maybe chip lead, and in the money for bounties on day 2. So that was pretty sick. I went to then go play a turbo that late reg closed at midnight because I had time, and busted in like 1 or 2 hands, I don't know. But yeah, I'm in good spirits. I'm in profit now. Had my first final table of the trip and bagged the chip lead. And now I'm gonna go play a single day high roller today. So it just feels nicer when you run good, doesn't it? It's like you just win some all-ins or make some good hands, and then the game's just a completely different game. So hopefully I carry on running good today.
I said hello to the sea creatures on my way, and now it was time to play the high roller.
I don't know what day it is. I feel dizzy. I feel sleepy. I can't remember when I last updated. Let's go through what happened yesterday. I already bagged a really big stack, 4th in chips in the mystery bounty. I had a day off, so I decided to play the single day high roller, which I promptly busted, although it was a really good tournament. I played again, lost 2 flips, busted again. So I went to go play a mystery bounty turbo. Honestly, I don't remember this. That's the thing with this place, there's just so many tournaments. I've played 25 tournaments now in 5 days worth of poker, because there's just so many side events and the structures are fast, so you can just do bullet after bullet. You know I love fire and away.
I love fire.
Yeah, I think I played like a turbo mystery bounty, which I got near the money and didn't cash. I played the 5,000 ringgit PLO, which is like $1,100 buy-in. I got a nut flush on an unpaired board, and I value jammed, and I got called, and I lost because he had a straight flush. So then I bought in again. I saw the biggest punt I've ever seen in PLO.
It's the punt of the day.
Under the gun opens, gets 3 calls. I call big blind with queens double suited, and to be honest, I think I should have just pop ran it. I think this was a mistake by me, just being honest. I called with queens double suited. I think this is my first hand at the table, and like if I pot, I'm like all in immediately, and I'm already on my 2nd bullet. So I was more just like settling in. There was only 2 tables, and I don't know anyone at this table yet. So I'm like, let's see how people play. But yeah, obviously queens double suited is a really strong hand. And it comes ace jack of hearts, 8. So my queen 10 is a double gutter, checks through on the flop. The turn is a 3. So I pop for like 15k, 15.6 when I'm only playing like 25k, because I thought so often someone bets the flop if they have the nut flush draw or a set, and I'm uncapped. There's just a good chance I get the bet for it, and if I don't, I've got all the equity in the world. And then the pre-flop raiser now repots, and he's like quite deep with some of the other stacks. I'm like, fuck, he was trapping with aces, or he just has like ace jack, or maybe he turned like 2 pair and he has the nut flush draw. I'm obviously thinking like, I'm not in the best shape, but whatever, I have to right now. It folds back to me. I put my chips in, and he goes, I have nothing. And I went, what do you mean? Like, yeah, we're like 5 way to the flop and you've reparted it on the turn. So I turn over my hand, and he has, the board is ace jack 8-3, 2 hearts. He has king 10, so that's a gut shot, although I block it with my queens. He has a 3, so he has a pair of 3s, and he has another card that I don't remember. It must have been a 7, like a card. Maybe he had a gut shot as well. I'm trying to think if he had any more outs. But yeah, basically he has like, he's behind. I'm winning with queens on this ace high board.
You just need the king.
I'm winning with a pair of queens.
Oh, actually, king not working for you. You got 7 straight. 7, 9. 10 is 2. Yeah, 10 I'm good, right? 2 pair.
2 pair? 10s and 3s?
No, really? Oh my god.
Okay. So yeah, so I promptly busted a second time. When it's like a reasonably big tournament. I sold 50% because it's turbo. So I was like, I have to play this tournament again now. Bought in again. Had a wild ride. I made some ridiculously tight folds in this tournament because people were just punting so hard, and promptly everyone just punted around me. So I got into the money with 4 bigs. I went on an obscene heater.
2 pair. 1 pair and a gut shot. Oh, Jesus.
Help.
Jackson 5.
5. You got?
I have ace high.
5 9. Oh, you have a 9. You have a 9.
Oh yeah, fuck, I have a 9. Sorry. I didn't even see it.
Gamble again. Oops, the flash was there.
What's he got? Clubs?
Flush draw and a 5. And held. Held again.
Oh baby, double. 1 pair. Where I went double up. I ended up getting heads up with Danny Tang, who is a guy that plays Tritons. I actually met him over 10 years ago playing small stakes tournaments. We had a really long heads up battle. We had some really interesting hands. I think he bluffed me in some pretty sick spots. I think he was kind of getting the better of me heads up, to be honest, in PLO. I got it all in with top 2 and a flush draw. Top 2 pair against the set. It's a bit of a cool one. Ace 6 spade.
What do you say?
That's me. Wow. And I got there, and I got it all in with like a pair, 2 pair and a gut shot against an over pair. And I got there, so like I got it in bad twice and won all in, and that's why I won the tournament. Got my first trophy, which is pretty sick.
You love me. You really love me.
I almost felt like I just really wanted to win a tournament this week based on fields and everything. I'll take a small field turbo PLO, why not? It wasn't the Dragon Trophy that I'm here for, so I'm still going to be going for that. As for what happened today, I started the PLO Mystery Bounty, and again, some of this stuff happening here is just absolutely absurd. Yeah, I go down to 400k.
It's the punt of the day.
Goes limp from a fun player that I've played with a few times for like 6k, another limp of 6k. I make it 60k with queens because I'm like, he's just not folding. He just goes all in for my 404k. Average stack is like 200 and something k at this point. He covers me. I call with queens.
You want me to show you first before you go? Queens? You're good. How about like a queen 10, 9?
You're my nemesis. I think it's my time to win one of these.
Yeah, I hate you.
That's a great start.
我进去
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, this is the caliber of player I'm talking about. And now a few hands later, I now have 850k, which should be chip leader of the tournament, but it's not, because this guy's got a million, even after he gave me 400k, because he's just gambling every single hand.
It's the punt of the day. I mean week. The really big punt.
Under the gun opens to 20k. At 6k big, he's playing like 400k. I flat +1 with ace king because I just think it's nice to trap in a mystery bounty, and it's more likely that if someone plays aggressive behind, someone's going to get it in too loose, and then it's a really nice trap. And like if I free bet, it just looks like I'm strong. So I think it's a nice spot to trap with ace king when you're more than like 50 bigs deep and there's shove stacks. The fun player now makes it 60k. The opener folds, so now it's on me, and I was like, should I just rip in 800k here because he might just gamble and ace king off, like do I really need to play post flop? But because he covered me, I thought I'll just call. I'm like 140 bigs deep here. Like, I don't want to get in ace king when it's a soft tournament and I'm in a mystery bounty and I cover everyone but this guy. Let's just call. Let's just see what happens. The flop comes 6-3-2 all clubs. I have ace king with the ace clubs. I check. He bets 100k. I just call because we're really deep. I have the nut flush draw. I'm like, I just want to get it all in against this guy. So now the pot's like I want to say 350k or something like that, and I have 660k, which is like 3 times average. I check. Oh, sorry, the turn's an ace. I turn top pair, so I'm like, okay, I'm obviously playing check call any. Top pair, no flush draw. I'll probably have the best hand unless he has some like random 2 pair or set or flop to flush or something. I check. He goes all in. He goes all in for nearly 2 times pot. I was literally like, oh fuck, I'm now playing like a 300 big blind pot because I have to call. I call. He has king 10 with the king of clubs. He's drawing dead. Now that, if I'm ever gonna sell Poker Dream, just listen to these hands. This is not surprising me anymore. I'm seeing this stuff every single day. It's just you're not normally that deep that it happens for that caliber of stack. Funnily enough, I got 5.7 times average now. A mystery bounty. I'm ready to live the dream. There's like, I don't know, 80 players left. And then 2 biggest bounties get pulled and I just go lose a flip, call it twice in a spot where like I think I should have lost more. Well, I'm like overbetting for value and people are calling with like second nut boat and I have like third nut boat. Or I'm like value betting with trips and they're just calling with a better trips. And I just went down and down, 2 bluffs didn't work and I'm just losing every hand. I go down to 400k when there's like 30 people left and the average stack is now 600k. I had 1.7 million when the average stack was 250k. It's just obscene. I have this pretty crucial flip when there's 25 people left, so I end up getting 2 bounties.
Hey, what happened to my stack that I gave you?
It's all around the place.
Can I just say that literally the entire room was rooting against me here? I'm not sure why.
5, 7, 3, 5.
Then last 2 tables, the chip leader opens. I decide to take a bit of a light jam with ace-5 offsuit.
Oh, that's a sick turn. Hey, yeah.
Maybe I didn't need to take that spot. But yeah, then I went to go play $700 turbo and lost. I played the main event, it's like $700 and I lost. And I played Omaha high-low 3 times, it was like $200 and I lost 3 times. So I played 25 poker tournaments in 5 days. I've just been constantly played like 3 high roller bullets, I've done a main bullet, I've done all these flip and go bullets, I've done like all these pill over. Look, I won a tournament, it doesn't feel like I've won a tournament because I had like 34 runners and I entered 3 times. But still, have a trophy. I'm going to keep pushing it. I'm going to get myself a dragon. I want one of those dragon trophies. I need to sleep. I might play the super high roller. The super high roller is like $7,000 buy-in. I'd have to sell a lot to play. But the fields, man, the fields.
It's beautiful.
If there's ever going to be a 7k buy-in that is just at the best, it's going to be here. And it's going to be this one. So I'm going to see how I feel in the morning. I might play it. If not, I'll just keep playing the main. I'm going to just keep playing and playing and playing. All right, I'm going to go to sleep now. Hopefully, an update tomorrow is either going to be I'm crushing the super high roller, or I bagged a big stack in the main, or I won a side event. Why not?
It was time to play the super high roller. I sold a lot of action and I was hopping into day 2 with 25 big blinds.
It is 5 a.m. Behind me is the sky, believe it or not. I started today with the super high roller, $6,700 buy-in, and I started. And I immediately lost flip, 8 versus ace 10. A guy I'm going to describe as the big boss.
Oh, big boss man, okay.
Joined the table, proceeded to run up 500k to 2.5 million very swiftly by playing every single hand. Just to give you a window into the way this guy plays, there was 2 hours late reg in day 2. You can buy him with 25 bigs, then there's 2 levels where you have 20 bigs. This guy started playing on day 2 and he did 7 bullets. Yeah, he came to the table. I didn't really get to play a hand against him because I was kind of short, but I open jammed 14 bigs with pocket 6s in the low jack, where I might normally min raise that one, but it was his big blind. He called me with ace 4 off.
I wish you'd pair 2 or 3. 2. 2. 9.
It completely changes the game when you have like really fun player that's playing every hand compared to like a table of regs or a table of a mix of both, and the whole game becomes structured around trying to kind of take this player's chips instead. Yeah, he became chip lead pretty fast, but then he basically gave all the chips to a good reg, which was really unfortunate because he got up to 2.5 million and he gave pretty much all of them to the same guy. Got it in on the turn, drawing dead. I had a sick hand, blind v blind against Danny Tang. The guy was heads up within the PLO. He limps, I check. This is last time before late reg closes. I have queen 8 offsuit, check. Comes queen 10-7 with 2 diamonds. I have queen 8 with the 8 diamonds, he checks. I bet 1 big blind. Honestly, I don't know. I felt like I had good top pair, or backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. It's good enough to bet. Whether to bet bigger, maybe that makes more sense because I don't want to bet too often. A bit suspicious that he doesn't bet too. He goes for the check call. The turn is a 4 of diamonds or a 5 of diamonds. Gives me a flush draw. Check, check. Again, I could probably bet small on the turn too. The river's an 8, so river 2 pair. He checks. I bet like 80k, which is like 2/3 pot or like 70% pot. And he puts me all in for what I guess would have been like 500k or something. It's a horrible spot where if I'm against most players, I think I could probably find a hero fold because it's just hard to pull the trigger, isn't it, in these spots? A lot of people can't do it, but Danny Tank's definitely capable. So, and I have to decide how I want to bluff catch, and I decided I don't check back a flush on the turn very often, which means if I'm only calling with flushes, I'm not getting here very often with them. And obviously I'm going to value bet just a queen, I'm going to value bet straights, 2 pairs, and I'm going to have some bluffs. So the way I look at this spot is if I have a hand which blocks value and doesn't block bluffs, so my queen doesn't block bluffs, my 8 of diamonds blocks value and doesn't block bluffs, unless maybe bluffs are like 8-9 off and the 8 of diamonds. I mean, maybe there's some, but basically it's possible for him to like always get to the turn with ace of diamonds X or king of diamonds X, and he can theoretically bluff with them. So I need to hold on sometimes, and I think this hand is too good. So I called. I didn't feel good about it. I used the time bank, and I was kind of like, I can't talk myself into a fold, even though I'd love to get away if he has the nuts. But I call, he had no flush, so I busted. I'm now in a predicament of, do I re-enter or not? So I messaged everyone I sold action to and said, listen, the game is really good. Do you want the action again? And luckily they all said yes, so I re-entered. Sold an extra 5%. Started going really well. I was on a good table. I ran up my 500k to like 2.5 million, which is over average.
It's the punt of the day.
And then I had one of the most ridiculous hands. I keep saying that this week. Every single day I'm like, I have the most ridiculous hand, and there's always a new one every single day, but it's true. A woman joins the table who I don't know. She's just joined the table. I don't have any reads or anything. It folds to me in the small blind. I have king 5 offsuit, and at this point we're approaching the money. I cover her by a little bit, so I decide to open 3.5 bigs. She calls, and it comes a7-2 rainbow. I bet 25% pot, just trying to target loads of auto folds. She calls. I'm not feeling good about my king high right now. The turn is a 7. I think it's a rainbow 7. Check, check. I have a small amount of showdown with my king high. I might chop. She might float with like queen jack, queen 10, or like 8-9 suited backdoor flush draw, hands like this. And obviously if she has an ace, I'm just drawing dead. So I don't want to start bluffing this card. Check, check. The river is a 2. So now I'm playing the board. I have 7s and 2s with an ace. And I think, obviously a lot of the ace-X is going to consider raising, maybe jam pre for like 30 bigs, maybe raise the flop, maybe bet the turn, so it's kind of discounted. The 7, I think, just bets the turn, to be honest. 2, there isn't really many 2x. I'm kind of thinking it's a chop a decent amount of the time now. She probably has king high, maybe a float that didn't bluff yet. I can still have a lot of ace-X, so I went with the 20% pot bet in the aim of folding out the chop. I can still have an ace. I can potentially even go thinner than an ace with like pocket 8s maybe, or a hand like this, but pretty much just saying I've got an ace or a 7 or like something that trapped. And I decided to bluff because I had the king of clubs, and I think that unblocks like the backdoor flush draw she floats, because I don't think she ever folds king X backdoor flush draw on the flop. So having the king of the unblocked suit felt like the reason to bluff to me. I could have gone with a bigger bet as well. I could have not bluffed. So I got 20% pot. She tanks for a bit and calls. And at this point, I'm like, okay, she could still have an ace. She could have a hand like pocket freeze, like a hand which isn't playing the board, but is kind of a bluff catcher and tank called. So I show my hand thinking, I hope I'm going to get half the pot. I hope she hears me playing the board. She looks at my hand and she doesn't show her cards. And I was kind of thinking, what's going on? She misread my hand. And then she like looks at my hand, looks at the board, and then mucks her hand. She mucks the chop. She called me on the river, and I'm playing the board. I show I'm playing the board, and then she mucks. What is going on?
I'm confused.
What is going on? This is a super high roller. This is a $6,700 line. This is a $6,700 line. And people are not reading the board correctly. I don't know how many more ways I can say this, but this place is just ridiculous in a new way every single day.
I did get into the money, things were going well, but then unfortunately I ran pocket jacks into pocket kings for a lot of big blinds, button versus small blind, and there's nothing I could do. I busted out, cash for 2 binds.
So I busted in 17th place, which is unfortunate. I cashed for 2 binds when I was in for 2 binds. It is what it is, eh?
I'll just sum up the rest of the trip rather briefly. There was plenty more punts, such as this one in the high roller. I open ace queen, get free bet and a cold call. I go all in for 25 to 30 blinds. The cold caller says, fuck it, I'll gamble. He calls with 10-7 suited. It went well for him. I even managed to have a 5-way all-in in my last tournament of the trip. It was $250 turbo PLO.
You both have aces. Oh no, there's one ace left. You got clubs. Has anyone got hearts? Oh, hearts and clubs both there. I need an 8.
5 all in.
8. Lucky 8. There's 2 8s left in the deck. 8 ball. 8. Top set.
Yeah, top set.
Has anyone got diamonds?
Flush draw there.
No flush draw.
Plus.
Hey,
One more paper.
pair the board. Pair the board.
Wow.
Yeah, super scoop.
Winning this hand propelled me to make the final table, and again I saw some ridiculous stuff.
Aces?
I have kings.
Okay.
With
I
no
got
flush draw.
queens.
You got queens. I got spades covered.
My flash is live.
You got 4 4 6 8.
My flash is live.
Oh god.
Queens and jack.
4. Put a 4.
Jack, queen. 8 jack, holding.
Jack 8. You got 2 pair.
Oh, jack 8. No.
I'm in last.
This is when we're four-handed. I have about 5 blinds. Everyone else has way more, and everyone else got it all in for like 10 to 20 bigs each. So I was just watching thinking, I hope the person with the most chips wins, and they did. So I got straight to heads up. I made a bit of a comeback. The stacks got pretty close. This is an all-in pretty much for the title.
Good luck. Diamond in the window.
Wow. Man. A very good flop.
Yeah, no. Can it only like a case queen or a backdoor diamonds? Backdoor diamonds! She has more. 2 diamonds?
So it wasn't to be, but a nice second place finish to round off the trip. So after 8 days of poker, I managed to play 35 tournaments. I cashed 8 of them. I made 3 final tables. I had 1 win, and I saw more punts in such a short space of time than I think I've ever seen. It was a great time. In the end, after all the conversions and selling action, etc., I was in profit of close to $10,000. So it could have been a much better trip, to be honest. There was a lot of close calls, but it was still a nice trip. It was still a profitable trip, and for sure, I'll be going back to play more poker in Asia. Poker dream, I won't miss the fog, but I really will miss the poker. That was some of the most ridiculous poker I have ever played in my entire life, and I recommend it to anyone who can find the time to play poker in Asia.
I'll be back.
Oh, it's coming. Oh Lord, it's coming. Get out of the way. That was a close one.